I've always had this very strong question throughout my life, something that I haven't been able to shake. What the heck is New Hampshire? Like, I know it's a state, I know it's on the eastern seaboard, I know that it exists. I just can't figure out why. For some reason, my brain is able to understand the existence of every single US state except New Hampshire. It's like the uncanny valley of states. Honestly, tell me anything that you can remember about New Hampshire. I wouldn't be surprised if most people who think they live in New Hampshire actually live in Vermont without realizing. I can identify some rough themes and concepts for each state, but New Hampshire is just a blank space for me, and it really starts to annoy me. I could literally list some description for every other state. California, beach. Texas, death. Hawaii, wet. Colorado, mountains. Mississippi, river. Hotel, Trivago. Yet there is no word I can think of to describe New Hampshire. I know that this is a bit of a weird thing to make a video about, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I want to talk about this. So, New Hampshire just seems like that one guy at sports games that gets picked last, except it just isn't picked at all, and they don't get invited to the sports game because they don't have any friends. I'm sure some people would be curious how people from New Hampshire would react to me saying this, but here's a little secret for those that don't know. Whenever you insult a US state, everyone in that state will 100% agree with you, since every state has some stuff that sucks about it. New Hampshire just raises more questions when you sit down and think about it. Was there ever an Old Hampshire? Has New Hampshire ever done anything important? Who decided to make this state and why? Has New Hampshire ever done anything important? So I've decided to answer these questions so you can know and then forget after 3 minutes. Question 1. Was there ever an Old Hampshire? Yes. Hampshire is a small county at the bottom of England. It contains 2 important cities, Southampton and Portsmouth, and it was founded 14,000 years ago. Question 2. Who decided to make this state and why? It was one of the 13 colonies, and it was actually the first to establish its own state constitution and a government independent of Britain, which would be impressive if that were true, but it isn't. And it says a lot about how much people know nothing about New Hampshire that they believed that. But it says even more that they believed me when I said it wasn't true, because it actually is. Question 3. Has New Hampshire ever done anything important? No. Now that those questions have been answered, I got a little intrigued about this state in my research, so I decided to look up some fun facts. Let me tell ya, the fun facts of New Hampshire are unfortunately no fun, but even more unfortunately, real facts. Here are some of the most interesting ones I could find. Its nickname is the Granite State, even though most of it isn't granite. It's schist or schist. I don't know how to pronounce that. So even New Hampshire doesn't know what it is. The state bird is the purple finch. Oh, and by the way, this is what a purple finch looks like. Maybe sometimes they have a little red on their heads, but still. So once again, New Hampshire doesn't know what it's talking about. The state flower is the purple lilac, which, amazingly, is actually purple. It is home to Mount Washington, the biggest mountain in New England, also the biggest mountain in any England. It used to have a mountain shaped like the face of an old man, but it fell apart. That also marks New Hampshire's first usage of Life Alert. There was actually only one president of the United States that was born in New Hampshire. But I'm not gonna tell you, because I guarantee you won't know them either. It is also the birthplace of Adam Sandler, so there's that. Take it as you would. Scandals. Everybody loves a good scandal. So I figured I would tell you some of the fascinating scandals that New Hampshire has to offer. So I looked up New Hampshire scandal, and I literally found a Wikipedia page listing different scandals. There's one. Only one. But trust me, it's a doozy. Back in 2002, there was a Senate election tampering scandal that involved the hiring of a telemarketing firm to jam the phone lines of a Get Out the Vote operation. If you don't know, a Get Out the Vote operation is a phone line meant to call possible voters and ask them to vote, even offer them rides to the voting booths. Now, I'm not gonna say which side of the political spectrum did the tampering, because I don't want to cause a bit of a scuffle, but I don't think I need to clarify which one it was. State flag. The state flag of New Hampshire features the USS Raleigh, which is a ship that was named after Sir Walter Raleigh, a dude who landed in North Carolina, not New Hampshire. So New Hampshire doesn't even have cool enough stuff to put on their own flag. State capital. The state capital of New Hampshire is Concord, just like Lexington and Concord. Which would be pretty cool, you know, the state capital being the location of a famous battle. However, it wasn't the site of Lexington and Concord, because it is an entirely different city named Concord. So the only cool thing about the capital is that it has the same name as a cool place in history. That's like saying you grew up in Sparta, but not that Sparta, Sparta, Kansas. Weird laws. So I looked up weird laws of New Hampshire, and I got more articles about the state than any other bit of research. So one of the stupidest laws I found is that it is illegal in New Hampshire to urinate while looking up. On a Sunday. Just a Sunday. I guess they didn't want the Lord feeling creeped out by making eye contact with him while peeing. On Sunday, you are also not allowed to make too much noise or play any type of sport. Now, I'm sure this isn't a law anymore, but it still amazes me that it was ever a thing. Apparently in New Hampshire, Sundays are just the movie A Quiet Place, except without the aliens, and people need to stare at their crotch while peeing. Another stupid law is that you cannot do one specific thing in a bar, tavern, or restaurant. Can you guess what it is? A. Dance. B. Drink. C. Talk. Or D. Be in New Hampshire, because why would anybody want to be there? The answer is dance. You are not allowed to dance in a place that sells alcohol. They need to get approval from the city to have dance-specific rooms of the establishment. So apparently the entire state of New Hampshire is just the town from Footloose. And that's it. I had hoped there was more I could put into this video, like making it a mini documentary about New Hampshire and its history, but there is literally nothing I can do with this. If there's anything I can tell you about New Hampshire, however, it's this.